Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
When I made the move to my own studio, about this, I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, sent
my time, you can check your iPhone, better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End BBQ.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End BBQ, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Live from Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive. Our telephone number is 865-200-5503, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Glad that you are with us this morning. 8:50 a.m., 100.9 FM is where you can find us, Rocky Top Sports, on the dial. You can download the free app that's free for Android and Apple devices. You can do that simply by going to the App Store or the Google Play Store and just searching Swain Event, and you can find us right there. Download it for free. If you are on Periscope, YouTube, or Facebook Live, you can find us right there to view the show. We are right now live at Beatty Chevrolet, again, Parkside Drive. Charlie Burris, Ben McKee is back in the Low T Center studio. Jason Swain here with you at Beatty Chevrolet. Ben, Charlie, good morning, guys.
What's up? Rough weekend, but, we're all above the ground, and the sun, well, it's not up yet, but it's going to come up. And there have been worse weekends in Tennessee sports history, I think. The basketball team is good, even though they lost. Football, you're 0-0. That's the best way I can spin it. There you go. The new season is starting right now. Because what happened on Saturday, we're gonna break it down. But that was rough, man. Jeez.
Ben.
Good morning, individuals. I hope you all are doing well. Hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. I had a happy Thanksgiving, but in the sports world of Ben's, it did not go well.
No,
basketball lost Friday
night.
It was rough. Steelers beat themselves on Sunday. The basketball team lost to Kansas in overtime after Grant Williams fouls out. The football team was embarrassing. The Preds didn't look all that well over Thanksgiving break. It was just a rough weekend, or sports-wise. But other than that, Thanksgiving went very well, and that's the most important part.
That is true. Got to see family for an extended period of time, which is always nice. Got to eat really, really good food. So, you can always count your blessings in other ways. But, this is a sports show, and we got to talk sports. And the sports over the weekend, not so hot.
No, not at all. Excuse me. Not great for being at all this weekend. The Steelers, the basketball team losing to Kansas. I thought for them to be as close as they were with a chance to win that game and how poorly they played at times tells you a lot about where this team can be when it matters most. This is the test that you want early in the season. If you are Rick Barnes, if you Bill Self, if you're Roy Williams, if you're Calipari. If you're all these big-time coaches, you want to see where your team measures up against the top talent in the country. And that was a good measuring stick for Tennessee. Disappointed by the game, by the results, but understand that it is a marathon, not a sprint when it comes to college basketball. Football. Whew. Wow. Beat Kentucky when you needed 2 games out of 3 to go to a bowl game, and you beat Kentucky. Man, you're playing with house money now, right? Well, you're playing with house money. You put all your money on one number, and that's what it feels like as we sit here today. We're really upset. It's how they lost the game. It's what happened during the game. It is the lack of sense of urgency, with everything on the line. Everything on the line. That's the problem. That's why we're here today, and you're going to hear a lot of people frustrated. I am one. I think I do a pretty good job of not just blurting out things where I'm emotional, and understanding that it's like toothpaste out of a tube. Once you say things, sometimes you can't get it back. And so I'm very, very careful and making sure that what I say is what I mean. And what I mean is what I say. And here we are on a Monday. And last night I did Sunday Sports, Sunday Sports, but Locker Room, WVLT. And I was cool. I was relaxed going into it. I was calm. I was gonna break down the game. No emotions. Just be a analyst, be a commentator, whatever. Until it was reiterated that during the game, when Tennessee was down multiple scores, we had players on our sideline dancing. That's when I lost it, and that is unacceptable. And there's a lot of wrong right now with our football program. There is. There was a lot of wrong this point last year. It may be hard to see. It's better than it was last year. People may not understand that, but that's fine. We'll talk about it, and I'll kind of explain why I feel that way. But let's get to the phones to start the show. Let's get to Kenny. Kenny, good morning.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
I tell you what, man, it's funny. I was listening to our kid cousins. So I hardly ever listen to the show. I'm not saying it's a bad show. I just really focus on music mostly. So I was listening to it, man, and he was talking about that Michigan rivalry, how it's not a rivalry because they've lost like 14 out of 15 games, right? And I'm sitting there thinking about the team, man, and our Vanderbilt's almost not a rivalry, man, because Vanderbilt is dominating us. And look, man, I'm not finna sit here and go through a whole bunch of things, man. It's disappointing. But this is just my only wish, man. My only wish is that, look, we're going to have to do pretty much what Kentucky did with Bob Stoops, man. That guy, I think he's the right guy. He's going to need minimum 6 years, man. And I know everybody got this thing with saying, well, we're Tennessee, and we are Tennessee to us. But my thing of it is, I want to ask you, are we Tennessee to these young kids? Because right now, man, they're seeing garbage. And like I say, in this day of the social media and all that, man, we can't just pump our chest like we did in the 90s, man. We're going to have to really just realize, man, that we got some mediocrity going right now. And it's kind of sad for me to say that, but and I got punched in the gut this weekend, dude. I didn't watch the whole game, but it was a gut puncher, dude. I mean, I got knocked out. I got TKO, dude. I don't know what to say anymore, man. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for letting me talk, man. And I guess we gotta get into basketball season, Man,
that's one way to look at it, Kenny. Is look forward to basketball, but you're a football fan. We're football fans. We are. And it hurts. It stings. We got punched in the gut, absolutely, because we all know that a Vanderbilt football program is not supposed to beat a Tennessee football program 3 years in a row. But first, let me give credit to Vanderbilt. Let me give credit to what James Franklin has been able to lay down for Derek Mason. Let me give credit to Mr. Williams, who is stepping down as the AD there, because he has hired some football coaches that have made the Vanderbilt players and some of the fans believe they could do more than maybe what they're actually possible of doing. Those players have bought in. Those players have played their butts off. And they've beaten Tennessee 3 years in a row. I'm not going to sit here and not give credit to Vanderbilt. They deserve it. Good for them. But we know when Tennessee is doing everything they need to be doing, and if Vanderbilt's doing everything they should be doing, that Tennessee should win 10 times out of 10. We all understand that. We all know that. Everyone knows that. But that's not where we are. I think Tennessee will be looking for a new offense coordinator in about 24 to 48 hours. I don't know if that's good or bad, to be honest. I really don't know. What we saw on Saturday, was the play calling great? No, but this is the same story, different day. Offensive line is terrible. And that's not a hot take. That is a normal take. They are terrible. There was times watching the game in the first half where I wonder if guys actually want to play football. I wonder if guys really cared about winning. There was times when I was like, wait, did the whistle blow? Why is he stopping? Why is he slowing down? That was what was going on in the first half offensively, and really, really, really tough to watch. Guys, Jeremy Pruitt doesn't need to be fired, so we're not doing that. We're not talking about Jeremy Pruitt being fired, guys. That's just ridiculous. Let's get out of our emotions a little bit there. Jeremy Pruitt doesn't need to be fired. Some players on this team need to be fired. Because when you wear the power tee, that is a privilege. That's not a right. That's not a right, man. I know you picked Tennessee. Congratulations. We're glad to have you. But not if you're going to play at 75% or 80%. You can't slap that sign and say, I will give my all for Tennessee and put out that type of effort. You can't do that. And I feel bad for the Tennessee football account because they tweeted out, I will give my all for Tennessee. That's not what happened on Saturday.
Tweeted it out after the game was over.
That's not what happened on Saturday at all. You're just going through the motions when you slapping that sign. It really means something. The guys that wore the orange, it really means something. It means something to give your body for your brother that's next to you. That stuff means something. A brotherhood, a family. That means something. It ain't just lip service. That on Saturday, that was not a brotherhood. That was not playing for one another. That was not leadership. This team has had leadership problems all year long. This team, we're filled with front runners. What does that mean? When things are going well, oh yeah, everyone's happy, everyone's playing hard. That's great. But with the moment that something goes bad, you bail out. You don't step up. You don't face the challenge right in the face. You don't embrace adversity. front runners. You want to know why I know we're front runners? Name one game this season where we have won being down early. The games that we won against Auburn and Kentucky, we jumped on them. Yeah, we jumped on them. We was happy. We kept it going. Yeah, because we're winning. Good. But leadership stands up, challenges other players, demands it of themselves, look themselves in the mirror. When times are tough, this is what they do. And we haven't had any of that. Because Florida does not happen if you have leadership. Missouri does not happen if you have leadership. Vanderbilt does not happen when you have leadership. If you have leadership, you don't get beat that way when you have leadership. You may lose, but you don't roll over. Your effort doesn't change. Your focus doesn't change. And Jeremy Pruitt has some purging to do. He got to get rid of dudes. Now. He has to get rid of guys. 865-255-03, B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Live at Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive. Be right back.
Popular demand, shop tax-free at Better Mattress during the month of October. Save hundreds of dollars store-wide. Better Mattress will pay your sales tax on any purchase. My Better Mattress has me sleeping better than ever, and it's handcrafted in East Tennessee, so I know it is made to last by good people who care about the quality of their work. Better Mattress makes it so easy to choose a mattress, you can get started right now. Visit bedrmattress.com and click on Mattress Prescription. Answer a few questions, and they'll send you some options to start with. Plus, at Better Mattress, shoppers sleep worry-free. If you don't like it after 100 nights, they'll swap it out for you, and your Better Mattress will come with a 20-year warranty. Shop Better Mattress tax-free this month only. Good night just got better. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End BBQ has a new slew of daily specials for the fall. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the smokehouse stew, barbecue cheddar meatloaf, or the smoked turkey and dressing, which includes sliced smoked turkey and cornbread dressing paired with sautéed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a side of turkey gravy. While Dead End offers a different specialty meal each day, you can get their hillbilly chili every day. There is always something new at Dead End BBQ. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End BBQ. The fall flavor search is over.
Do you want a custom thing of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
You're listening to the Swain Event.
And you know this, man.
865-255-03, B-Drive Waterproof Hotline. Let's get back to that hotline this morning. Again, 865-255-03. We're live at Beatty Chevrolet Parkside Drive, home of the warranty for life. BeattyChevrolet.com. And we're going to go to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals.
Good morning, Turkey Man.
Good morning, Turkey Man. Hey, hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I tell you what, that was a pitiful showing that we put out and a pitiful performance. And you said that Coach Pruitt's going to have to do some purging. In what manner can that happen? And how can that be achieved? Because you're exactly right. And how many scholarships can we sign? How many scholarship players can we sign this year? And how can we change and flip this
roster?
Roster.
Well, thanks for the phone call, Turkey Man. We'll a couple things you could do. Number one, recruiting. That's the most effective thing you can do. Number two is bringing in grad transfers and transfers. And you can't do that in large numbers, but you can fill a hole or two. You can bring in some leadership here or there. But that's what it's going to take. When you have players on the sideline dancing, being down multiple points, and I didn't hear anybody who checked this player or these number of players on the sideline. That's a problem. We can get all the talent in America, but if we don't get guys that know how to lead, we're not going to achieve what we want to achieve. Leadership is so underrated with college football. People think that all you got to do is just get talent. Yeah, that's part of it. You need leaders. You need coaches on the field. You need guys who demand the best out of their teammates. We have talent problems. I don't care what Rivals in 247 told you in 2014 or 15 or 16, whatever. We have talent issues, and a lot of those guys are not even here anymore. We have a talent problem. So we have to address that in recruiting. We have a leadership problem. Earlier this year, when Tennessee had featured Jeremy Banks, that let me know something right there. When you are featuring a true freshman who is not Adrian Peterson, who is not Eric Berry, that lets you know all you need to know. Jeremy Banks is one of the leaders on this football team. Just think about that. No offense to Jeremy Banks. I love me some Jeremy Banks. He's a dog. But Jeremy Banks is a leader on this football team. That should never happen for a true freshman like this. He's one of the top 5 leaders on this football team. That should never happen.
Come on, guys. How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. I'm breathing, my friend.
Well, I guess one thing I want to call is just on a positive note. It's over with, and the only thing you can do is look up from here. I think we definitely got the man in the job. It's going to bring the talent. I got a couple of questions though. As far as purging, what does that do to the guys? I guess they lose their scholarship. Does that happen at this end of this semester? Would they go to the end of the year? I mean, would that clear up those numbers?
Well, I think.
And my second question, and I'll hang up, is no. What's that?
No, I think a part of purging too would be sitting guys and not letting them play if they don't do things the right way. There's guys who are playing. There's guys who are on this team that have not done things the right way, but because Jordan Pruitt is handcuffed with the depth, he has to play guys that he don't really want to, and he has to because he don't have the numbers.
Yeah.
I think moving forward, he's going to have to put guys on the bench or tell them to look elsewhere and do it the right way. Don't do it like Butch Jones did it and put players' health in danger by trying to run them off, but run them off in the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what that did to the end of the numbers and how you would actually go about doing that. But my second question is, I know there's been a lot of clickbait on the web and a lot of information about the strife internal, which I think is understandable with what you just had. But I don't know if you got any information that can kind of clear that up. Some of maybe the false stories that are out there with I saw one where Helton and Pruitt had come to blows.
That's not
and
true.
I don't see that happening. But
that's not true.
I didn't know if you could clear all that up, and I'll hang up.
Yeah, that's not true, Josh. I asked about that yesterday, last night. That's not true. Pruitt has challenged Helton, just like he's challenged every other coach on his staff. He's done it probably more with Helton because he's offense coordinator, and that's no secret. We've seen that on the sideline. We saw that during the season when Pruitt was getting more involved on offense, spending more time on the offensive field at practice. We saw that, but for them to come to blows, no, I don't think that happened at all. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm doing backflips that Helton is leaving because I don't know if it's good or bad right now. I really don't. I really don't know if it's good or bad. I know that Pruitt needs to get him someone that he doesn't have to micromanage, that he doesn't have to go to the offensive field when things are bad during the games and calls are not being made during the games. I do know that, but I don't know how to feel about Helton leaving. I don't. I know most folks will say, "Oh man, this is a good thing." I don't know if a quarterback on his fourth offensive coordinator in 4 years is a good thing. I don't know if an offense that is learning their third offense in 3 years is a good thing. I don't know that. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I think only time will tell. But today, I don't know. 865-250-5503, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Twitter is toxic. Got former players tweeting out things that make no sense. I'm not sure if a current player tweeted out anything. Well, yeah. Y'all one that tweeted something out during the game after he got ejected.
And how do you feel about that? I mean, he was back in the locker room. You can't stay on the sidelines when you get ejected. It was Jameer Johnson. What are your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't do that. It's not ideal to do that. It's not a big deal to me. I wouldn't do it, but I don't really have a problem with him tweeting. It just doesn't look good when your team is playing and you're tweeting. Jameer was chippy all game long. And Jameer needs to understand something about what helps your team and what hurts your team. Intensity, effort, pride, yeah, that's great. That helps your team. But when you're making plays that penalize your team and you get yourself ejected, that doesn't help your team. That's a selfish act. That's no different than Jawan Jennings against South Carolina putting the ball on the young man's chest. There's a boundary that you want to stay within when you are all hyped up, when you are intense, when you have this passion. Because one step over that boundary, you're costing your team yards. You're costing your team possibly the game. So there was times in that football game that I saw Jameer Johnson be put on skates. I mean 5 yards in the backfield. 5 yards. And I appreciate his toughness. I appreciate his effort. But physically, he has to get bigger and stronger in the weight room. That's always the question when you recruit players from the JUCO ranks in the trenches. Some of those guys are underdeveloped physically. Some of them are underdeveloped mentally. 2004, we go out, we bring in Jesse Mahalona, who was a grown man from day one. That worked out. Tennessee in 2013, you brought in Dontavius Blair to take Tiny Richardson's spot, and physically he was never ready to play and never got ready to play. So sometimes it's a crapshoot. For Jameer, I think he has the right mentality, but he's small, man. He's really undersized. Needs to get in the weight room, needs another year under the Craig Fitzpatrick weight program. Justin Martin tweeted some things out that I 100% disagree with. We'll talk about that. Hour 1, Swain Event, Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive. Stay with us.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Beatty Chevrolet is celebrating 85 years of low prices. And during Truck Month, choose from over 400 trucks and SUVs, all deeply discounted. Like a new Silverado, now 25% off. A new Equinox, now 20% off. And a certified pre-owned 15 Equinox or Terrain, now $16,995. Plus, buy with confidence with the Beatty warranty for life.
Big selection and even bigger savings. That's why it's better at Beatty Chevrolet.
Stock number 232, savings off MSRP, include all dealer savings and manufacturer incentives with approved credit. Must finance through GMF. Offer expires 8/31/18.
Big Orange football is better alongside another Tennessee tradition, Mrs. Grissom's salad. Mrs. Grissom's ready-made snacks and meals are perfect for game day. Crowd favorites like the select pimento cheese and cranberry pecan chicken salad are delicious and easy to grab and go right from the grocery store. Going to the game? Visit Mrs. Grissom's in Vol Village for the must-have panini grilled pimento cheese hot dog. Man, select the best. Select Tennessee's own Mrs. Grissom's.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event. Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
Around the SEC is brought to you by 42nd Street Marketing. 42sd.com is the website. I encourage you to go to the website if you have any questions about improving your branding, improving your marketing, because 42nd Street is your solution if you are looking to upgrade your branding for 2019. December's around the corner. And this is a time when we start thinking about 2019, the upcoming year, and how we can become better, how we can do things a little bit easier, how we can enhance our look. And you can do that with 42nd Street. Call Mike at 865-382-7007. In the age of templates, 42nd Street takes pride in truly creating custom design with the client experience in mind. It's great. I can speak from experience. SwainEvent.com was built from scratch by 42nd Street, and my business cards, I picked those up last week. Man, I was going home strutting to do the same thing here in Knoxville. They are absolutely gorgeous. Love them. 42nd Street, give them a call or visit their website. Ben, a lot of things in the SEC over the weekend, man. Football and basketball. Where are you going today?
We'll go football on Monday, and then we can talk about basketball tomorrow and Wednesday. There were 9 SEC games, and 8 of them resulted in blowouts. So you had Mississippi State demolishing Ole Miss on Thursday on Thanksgiving, and that game had a little skirmish throughout the game, and that was compelling to watch, even though it was a blowout. Yeah, it wasn't a great look for the referees in general, both sides, both teams. I'm still not a fan of giving every single player on the field a 15-yard penalty. I think that is lazy officiating and puts some players that shouldn't be punished in bad situations. So, like you said, Swain, it wasn't a little skirmish. It was a big skirmish. And it was entertaining, but you do hate to see that on a football field. You had Arkansas, who is undoubtedly the worst team in the SEC, lose to Missouri 38-0. You had Georgia blow out Georgia Tech 45-21. You had Florida beat down Florida State 41-14. And I tell you what, my view on Willie Taggart did a complete 180 this season. It is just I know that Florida State doesn't have the talent level that it normally has, but I thought he did a very poor coaching job this season. And to sum it all up, there's a play in the Florida State game where Florida State had 10 players on the field. They were missing a receiver in the slot, and Florida's defensive back yelled at the Florida State sideline, told them that they only had 10 players on the field. The receiver runs onto the field, lines up in the slot, and then Florida State throws an incomplete pass. So that's just kind of a microcosm of Florida State season. And in my opinion on Willie Taggart, completely flipped this season. You had Alabama blow out Auburn 52-21, and Alabama made history, just the second team in college football to outscore each of its first 12 opponents by 20-plus points. The last time it was done was by Yale in 1888. Should be an interesting matchup this weekend with Georgia. You had Clemson blow out South Carolina 56-35. Kentucky took care of business 56-10 over Louisville. And then the college football game of the decade, in my opinion. 7 overtimes. Number 22 Texas A&M beats number 7 LSU 74-72. And last season, LSU and Texas A&M played 2 basketball games, and neither of those basketball games scored as many points as Texas A&M and LSU did on Saturday.
A lot of momentum for Jimbo Fisher. I think he's going to win there. That L that LSU took let out a lot of air. The Orgeron train. We're talking about Orgeron possibly being SEC Coach of the Year candidate along with Mark Stoops. But to me, it's Nick Saban. It's not even close now. But kudos to Texas A&M finishing the regular season with a huge win over LSU.
Yeah, it kind of it looked like things were going to take a turn for Jimbo Fisher there in a not good way. There in the middle of the season, things were kind of sliding downhill. You know, they lost to Mississippi State, etc. And to finish like that, I don't know. I would say that I was overly impressed with Jimbo Fisher, but I would say that team's future is concerning and should be for the rest of the SEC. I think he's going to get that train rolling in a real way.
Now, Swain, you mentioned that Coach O kind of is just a meh performance for him. Is it fair to look at him sideways in a game like this? Because it just feels like at any moment the game could have gone either way.
Look sideways at Coach Orgeron?
Yeah, like some people are kind of laughing at Coach O because, another year he didn't get to 10 wins. Is that fair after a game like this, just for the simple fact that this is a game that literally could have gone either way so many different times?
I mean, Coach O has done a pretty good job there at LSU. He's done a really good job at LSU this year, to be honest. And he improved from last year. He took a grad transfer quarterback and got him involved with the offense. He was better offensively, Coach O was this year than last year. That's the reason why you made the move to fire Les Miles, because offensively you just couldn't get things going. And the ball bounces funny sometimes. I'm not going to sit here and rip Coach Orgeron for that loss. I'm not. We know why Coach O was brought there. He was brought there to compete with Alabama, and no one competed with Alabama. No one did. LSU beat Miami early in the season before we realized Miami wasn't that great. They beat Auburn on the road back when Auburn had everything kind of flowing and going before things kind of fell apart before they played Tennessee. Coach O did a really good job at LSU. So if I'm an LSU fan, I wouldn't be ripping on Coach O today. I wouldn't. All right, let's get to the phones before we go to break. Let's get to Mark. Mark, good morning.
Bueno, my brother, what's happening?
What's happening, Mark?
Hey, man, I got a lot to say today.
Go for it.
Been a minute since I called you, but my big issues, dude, is it looked like we had a lot of quit on the field, and I did not want to see that this year. I don't care if we win 4 games. There should be no quit in a college, and there should be no quit in a competitor.
Correct.
If you're on that field and you're not a competitor, you don't need to be on the field.
Correct.
A couple of things that really bothered me, it was like I think it was the first or second time Vandy scored. I mean, we got a cornerback there to make the play, but he gets drove 12 yards out the back of the end zone, and it just looked like he didn't even care, and it looked like a lot of them didn't care. And that's not acceptable. And I was really hoping that we wouldn't see any of that this year. But the last 2 games, that's kind of what I've seen. And it looked to me like we picked the very last game of the year to do our worst game of the year. And, at the start of the year, you say, all right, from the first game to the second game is a big improvement, and we'll judge on the last game of the year. The first game looked bad. The second game, and the last 2 were the worst 2 that we played all year.
Yep.
So what is the problem there? To me, there's so many problems, it's hard to put your finger on it. Well, is Helton to blame? Wait, let me finish, bro, and then I'll hang up. I know it's your show, but I apologize.
No, go ahead. I thought you asked me a question to answer. Go ahead.
No, everything's rhetorical today, bro.
Go for it. Go ahead.
Okay, so is Helton to blame for not having a line of scrimmage that his quarterback can't plant his foot without having to run? No, he's not to blame for that. But he's got to be able to call a game around that. But does he have the tools to call a game around that? I don't know that he does. So I don't know that Helton's a problem. I don't know that – the quarterback played awful Saturday. That was horrible. The line played horrible. So what do you do as an offensive coordinator when everybody on your side of the ball sucked that day? That's a question. Sorry, bro. What do you do?
You recruit. I think Helton is not going to be here next year. I think he's going to be the head coach at Western Kentucky. So now if you're Jeremy Pruitt, you got to get you a coordinator that can develop quarterbacks. You got to get you a coordinator that you share a philosophy with. Everyone is throwing out, Hugh Freeze and Cliff Kingsbury, and those are awesome names. I like those guys, but they don't run what Jeremy Pruitt wants to run offensively. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But to answer your question, Mark, it's going to take recruiting. It's going to take Not just talented players, but players that understand what it takes to win. Guys who hate losing. The great players of our lifetime, the winners, it's not that they like winning is what motivated them. They just hated losing. So they did whatever it took to not have that feeling, to feel that pain of losing. They could be an introvert, but they hated the pain of losing so much that they became an extrovert to be that leader, to be what that team needed. And this team lacks leadership. They lack leadership from the opening kickoff. That's not a surprise. They never had leadership. We saw little sparks of it. We saw little glimpses of leadership here and there. You know, the coaches out-coached Auburn, schemed up that win. I thought Tennessee came out and everything was going right against Kentucky. But this team lacked leadership, they lack talent, and they lack depth. And when you play the last game of the season, there's nothing you're going to do that the other coaches are not ready for. You are who you are. It's not about schemes at the end of the season. It's about Jimmys and Joes. You can't pull out the rabbit from the hat at the end of the season. There's no tricks. There's 10 games on film, 9 games on film. You are who you are. So it takes leadership, it takes grit, it takes toughness, it takes effort, and that's what we did not see on Saturday. Swain Event.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys in the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
There is a 20% chance of rain today, mainly after 4 p.m., mostly cloudy with a high of 58 and a low of 41. Partly sunny tomorrow with a high near 48 and a low around 30. Wednesday, look for more sunshine and a high in the upper 30s. Weather on the Swain Event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com.
Gentlemen, when it comes to taking care of your health, sometimes the first step is the hardest. Low T Center is making it easier to take that first step. It all starts with knowing the numbers that are essential to a man. Testosterone levels, blood pressure, cholesterol, prostate, and thyroid. Low T Center makes it quick and easy to get all these levels checked and more. Low T Center specializes in men's health and has expanded their services, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, hypertension, severe allergies, high cholesterol, diabetes, and annual physicals, along with testosterone replacement therapy. The physicians at Low T Center not only want to help you feel good again, they want to help you prevent any serious health problem. Holistic approach to your overall health and wellness. Low T Center is making it more convenient for men to take care of their health, and most health insurance is accepted. They'll even verify for you. Take the first step for your health and call 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388, or go to lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare.
Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain Event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
It's almost football time in Tennessee, which means it's time to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Tommy Bahama, and all those retro logos you love. Don't forget about your game day crew. Plenty of selection for the ladies, the little balls, and to upgrade their tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com.
More than 23 million Americans have diabetes. Uncontrolled diabetes increases your chance of kidney disease, leg and foot ulcers, and even limb amputation. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and the vascular surgeons at Premier Surgical Associates urge those with diabetes to keep it under control. Manage your blood sugar levels, exercise, don't smoke, and get regular checkups. It's also important to keep your feet and legs healthy. Diabetes makes it harder for wounds and infections to heal. Diabetes is a chronic condition, but it can be managed. Visit premiersurgical.com right now for more information. Premier Surgical Associates, expertise you can trust.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Always remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
All right, we got Attaboy. We're going to highlight some positivity, and we do that right here in the Swain Event. The bottom of the first hour here. So, Attaboy is brought to you by Premier Surgical and premiersurgical.com.
November is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month, and the surgical oncologists of Premier Surgical want you to know the risk factors and symptoms. You're at a higher risk of pancreatic cancer if you smoke, are overweight, have diabetes, and if you have a family history of the disease. And symptoms include pain in your back and stomach, bloating, trouble digesting food, and unexplained weight loss. If you're at risk and experience these symptoms, talk to your physician as soon as possible. For more information about the surgical treatment of pancreatic and other cancers, visit premiersurgical.com. That's Premier Surgical Associates, expertise you can trust. I have a couple of attaboys this morning. First one goes to the University of Tennessee volleyball team. They are back in the NCAA tournament. It was announced yesterday afternoon. It is the 14th time in the team's history that they've made it to the NCAA tournament, but the first time since 2012. This year's team went 25-5 overall in the regular season, 16-2 in the SEC, and finished second in the SEC. They're a great team doing big things. They have to travel to Pullman, Washington, in the middle of nowhere, and face Colorado State in the first round. That'll be Friday at 7 p.m. But nonetheless, huge, I guess, atta-girl to the volleyball team, and then an attaboy to Scotty Hobson. He was named to the Team USA qualifying team. So this is for the new USA World Cup, and Scotty Hobson will be on the qualifying team along with other players like Joel Berry, Reggie Hearn, John Jenkins, DeAndre Liggins, Eric Moreland, and others. But this is great to see Scotty Hobson getting his name out there playing for Team USA. He, at the moment, is playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder's G League team, the Oklahoma City Blue, but hopefully he gets more chances in the big leagues. So, attaboys all around. Volleyball, Scotty Hobson, great stuff.
Let's get to the phones this morning before we go to hour two. Really good attaboys there. We love All Nation. All Nation, good morning.
Morning, family. How y'all doing, man?
I'm great, man.
Hey, man, it's been a good weekend with family. I was in Memphis hanging out, and seeing mom and dad and a lot of family. Everything was going good till about Saturday, about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And, first of all, I do want to say thank you to Kyle Phillips, TK, Shy, all the seniors. I can't pile everything that happened just in the season of this one game on them and then discredit everything that they've done. I don't see the sacrifice. Having a student athlete of my own, I know a lot of the things that she did on and off the field and behind the scenes to prepare each and every week to compete. And I appreciate everything that they did and the sacrifices them and their families have made. And I just wanted to say that right off the bat. Looking at the totality, and like I said, I've kind of turned the page. I'm ready for National Signing Day. I'm ready for basketball. But pertaining to what I saw on Saturday, apathy that I saw and the way that they looked, the inconsistency, they looked unprepared, all of that is pertaining to or direct relation to leadership. Regardless of what happened on Saturday offensively, it falls on the shoulders of Helton. They looked, unprepared. They looked out of sorts. That's a reflection of him. Now, we can sit there and blame the offensive line because we know the offensive line is poor. We knew that in the Auburn game. We knew that in the Kentucky game. you know. But the thing about it is he got those guys up, and they went out there and prepared during the week, and they went out there and executed. This was the biggest game of the year because this is the game that was going to get you ready to be able to have the opportunity to go play in a bowl game and get 15 more practices, get a little bit more exposure, and give the seniors a little bit more time on the field and together as a group. And, you know, when I looked at what was going on out there and players giving up, and then, but more than that, I looked at an offense where here you are running the football. You came out the second half. You hand the ball off one time. Duke goes around the end. Tire goes 75 yards, touchdown. Get the ball again. You hand the ball off, and, you know, he busts through the line, and I think Jordan got 19 yards off the bat. Next 3 plays are passes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, that has nothing to do with any apathy, anything on the offensive line, the quarterback play. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has everything to do with the offensive play calling and not having a feel for the game. You know, not seeing what's going on. Because I always thought if they can't stop it, you just keep going. You know, when you stop it, then I'll change my direction. I'll change what I'm doing. And what I saw was a offensive play caller, an offensive coordinator that was he's out of place. And just like, you know, some of the guys, you know, and, you know, like I said, these guys are out there and they're playing hard. But when I see people don't give effort, like number 28, I was really frustrated with him because I realized, you know, I mean, I'm sitting here, I got one hip. I'm running with you, right? He had the guy covered. But the guy, the wide receiver, gave effort. He dove for the ball and caught. Guess what? You were in better position than he was. If you dove, you would have picked it off. You would at least knocked it down. You know what I'm saying? And he just watched the guy catch the football. Oh, I was ready to jump through the screen and go grab him myself.
I'm with you, Vol Nation. Thanks for the phone call. Third quarter, 9 minutes ago, Tennessee had the ball, and I thought this drive was the turning point of the game. We'll talk about that in hour 2. Also, we'll go to the phones. We got Zach, who's been waiting patiently. Coming right to you, man, if you hold on with us. Start hour 2. Be right back.
If you love the Swain Event and you want more of the show every day, you can now get it with Swain Event Plus. Plus features exclusive, in-depth interviews with former Vols.
She saved my life. I probably would have never made the college, man. I looked at him and said, Coach, no disrespect. I'm going to Tennessee. I'm going to play in the SEC.
With Swain Event Plus, you can also get access to the exclusive podcast Reel on the Hill with Tennessee media legend John Bryce.
What is going on there with that battle?
Had lunch with some folks over the course of this past week who indicated some inside the program believe that Jarrett Garantano is really ready to take that next step.
So go to SwainEventPlus.com right now to sign up and check out all of the amazing extras that you can get. That's SwainEventPlus.com. Get more.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain Event.
Backed by popular demand, shop tax-free at Better Mattress during the month of October. Save hundreds of dollars store-wide. Better Mattress will pay your sales tax on any purchase. My Better Mattress has me sleeping better than ever, and it's handcrafted in East Tennessee, so I know it is made to last by good people who care about the quality of their work. Better Mattress makes it so easy to choose a mattress, you can get started right now. Visit bedrmattress.com and click on Mattress Prescription. Answer a few questions, and they'll send you some options to start with. Plus, at Better Mattress, shoppers sleep worry-free. If you don't like it after 100 nights, they'll swap it out for you, and your Better Mattress will come with a 20-year warranty. Shop Better Mattress tax-free this month only. Good night just got better.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown turnover backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service. ATFCU.com. We are live here at Beatty Chevrolet. A new Silverado trucks up to $13,000 off MSRP. A new car starting at $13,995. New Cruze, Malibu, new Chevrolet. All new cars are priced at GM employee pricing. So make sure you take advantage of that for the holidays. Come down, get yourself a new vehicle, new car, new ride, truck, car, SUV, all here at Beatty Chevrolet. With Tyson Helton more than likely moving on. Chris Lowe reported that Tyson Helton is the leading candidate there at Western Kentucky. I think Tyson Helton is going to take that, and Tennessee will be looking for an offensive coordinator, barring any last-minute snags. Touchdown turnover. Cliff Kingsbury should be the number one choice for Jeremy Pruitt to replace Tyson Helton. Touchdown turnover. Number one choice should be Cliff Kingsbury, who was just recently fired at Texas Tech. Touchdown turnover.
I mean, that's a touchdown for me. He's the most high-profile guy out there. He's a guy who at Texas A&M was able to beat Alabama. He's had incredible quarterbacks. I mean, his latest quarterback that went to the NFL right now is just ripping up the league. He's an incredible quarterback maker, I guess, so to speak. And I don't see any downside to that, because to me that has to be a guy that Pruitt could trust, whether it's the offense Pruitt wants to run or not. Cliff Kingsbury is great. Now, with that being said, will that happen? That's a big turnover for me. I don't think that Cliff Kingsbury is your OC next year. You have other options, obviously, and plenty of them. Even some internally, like a Will Friend, who's been an OC at Colorado State and was fairly successful there. But to me, yeah, he is the most high-profile one of option, and he's been incredibly successful as an OC. So, to me, sure, that's a touchdown. But like I said, will he be the OC? Probably not. But Ben, what do you think?
I say touchdown as well. Cliff Kingsbury is one of the most innovative offensive minds in all of football, not just college football. And honestly, I think he's bigger than college football in terms of a coordinator standpoint. His problem has never been coaching. It's been leading a football program as a whole. And because of that, I think you'll see him as an offensive coordinator in the NFL next year. And I would, if Tyson Helton is no longer here, which it looks like he may not be, according to some reports last night. Cliff Kingsbury is the first person I would call if I'm Jeremy Pruitt, although, as Swain mentioned, it'd be interesting to see how that would play out, for the simple fact that They have different offensive philosophies, but in terms of just pure football mind and innovative and being on the cutting edge of watching game film and things of that nature, Cliff Kingsbury is the first person I'd call, and it should be if you're Jeremy Pruitt, in my opinion.
I think he should be the number one option for Jeremy Pruitt. I'm going to say touchdown as well. I think for me there's a group that just doesn't have Cliff Kingsbury there with no one else. There's a group of candidates that I would consider, that I would like to see here at Tennessee. I think that would fit from an X's and O's standpoint. But I'm going to go touchdown. Cliff Kingsbury is the next best thing probably to Lane Kiffin as far as his play calling ability and his ability to develop quarterbacks without the I guess the baggage. If you remember when Cliff Kingsbury was at Texas A&M, he had a quarterback by the name of Johnny Manziel. He had Mike Evans. He had a really good offensive line. Matthews was a first-round pick. Always seemed like he created matchup problems for the defense. The only thing that concerns me about Cliff Kingsbury is he was the OC under Kevin Sumlin, and Kevin Sumlin had a similar offensive philosophy as Butch Jones, which I don't know if Pruitt wants to go in that direction. Now, I like what Hugh Freeze did at Ole Miss. Yes, Hugh Freeze has been out of the game. Yes, he has. Last time I checked, this is football. This ain't church. This ain't someone leading the a youth ministry. Bobby Petrino got a job in like 5 minutes after what happened in Arkansas. Went to Western Kentucky, was there for a couple years, and then went to Louisville. Hugh Freeze, if he's good enough, if he has everything taken care of personally, I think he should get another opportunity, at least to be a coordinator in the SEC. I think he is a guy that you have to talk to. I think Hugh Freeze is interested. I really do. I think Hugh Freeze is interested in at coaching at the college level. So the question is, will Coach Fulmer sign off on that? Is that something that Jeremy Pruitt wants? Does he truly believe in his offensive philosophy? Hugh Freeze is only one of two coaches in the SEC who has beaten Nick Saban more than one time. That is Gus Malzahn and Hugh Freeze. So I think that is worth exploring. I like the former head coach coordinator dynamic. I like Cliff Kingsbury. I like Hugh Freeze. There's a connection that I don't know if I'm right on. I don't know if it makes sense, but I know Will Friend came from Colorado State. I know T. Fair came from Colorado State. I know that Jeremy Pruitt coached at Georgia, and I know there's a coach out there at Colorado State who is struggling this year, and his offense matches perfectly with what I think Jeremy Pruitt wants on offense. If Mike Bobo is let go at Colorado State, sign me up. Sign me up for all of those three guys. I would be cool with all three of those guys. I like Bobo. I like him because he's multiple. He uses his players. He knows how to play power football and control the game and set up plays for later in the game. I like him. I look at Alabama and how they've added former head coaches to their offensive staff. I think that would be very helpful for Jeremy Pruitt. Remember when Coach Fulmer in 2006 brought in David Cutcliffe? He brought in a head coach. Coach Cut had been a head coach at Ole Miss and was doing some consulting a little bit there with Notre Dame. Had to fall back a little bit, but when he was ready, came in and was a head coach on offense. Coach Fulmer had nothing to worry about. If he wanted to go and coach offensive line a little bit, he could do that because that's his pride, that's his passion. but he never had to worry. So I like for Pruitt to get himself someone, not like Tyson Helton, an up-and-comer, someone who has not proven it, at this level. Give me a guy who's already been in this conference, that's already proven it. Hugh Freeze has done it. Cliff Kingsbury has done it. Mike Bobo has done it. And those are three guys that I think of that I want Tennessee to talk to. There's a lot of familiarity with this staff and Mike Bobo, maybe Cliff Kingsbury, maybe Hugh Freeze. But I think Tennessee's in a really, really good spot now to go out and get themselves a really good offensive coordinator. My only concern is I'm not sure if a change is good or not. I don't know, man. Fourth offensive coordinator in 4 years for the quarterback. You have 3 offenses in 3 years for the rest of the players. I don't know if that's good or not. So we'll see what happens there. Let's try to get back to the phones. Do we have Zach still holding?
We do. Zach is the real MVP for being patient today.
Zach, good morning, man. Sorry about that.
Hey, it's all good, guys. How y'all today?
We're good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I got a question I want you to kind of answer for me. It's kind of what I think. So you think the same thing. Is the lack of depth and the lack of guys having fear of losing their jobs a big problem? Guys just not giving all their effort all the time.
That is a problem, and it's a problem that if you're Jeremy Pruitt, I think you kind of handcuffed because who you gonna bench a player for? I mean, you gonna bench you gonna bench Michael Abernathy? Who you gonna put in? Who you gonna put in? You gonna bench Jerome Carvin? You gonna bench Marcus Tatum? I'm just randomly naming guys. Not saying they stunk Saturday or anything like that, but who are you gonna replace those guys with, where you won't have a huge drop off like you're fall off a cliff? That's the problem that Jeremy Pruitt's in, and that can only be addressed in recruiting.
Exactly. All right, guys. I appreciate you. Have a good show.
Okay, thank you, Zach.
Now, an obvious option at OC, as we've already mentioned here some, is Will Friend. Was the OC at Colorado State in 2016, 2017. They had a really good offense that averaged almost 30, 1 year over 35 points a game. The next year, almost 35 points a game. But the optics there are not good if you went with Will Friend.
You know, Charlie, I don't care about the optics.
And that was going to be my question.
And I don't care about, I know Cliff Kingsbury is the hot name. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he is a former head coach. But Matt Canada was the hottest offensive coordinator in the country a couple of years ago when LSU backed the Brinks truck up to get him. It didn't work out. Their offense looked better this year. It's about fits. It's not about names. So if Will Friend, who was the offense coordinator under Mike Bobo, if he has the same philosophies that he can call plays, then okay. I don't care about the optics because the optics only matter during the offseason.
Yep. The
results matter in season. If the offense is flowing and going and looking good during the season next year, that's the only thing that matters. Now, I'm glad you brought up Will Friend. I think you can get away with, if you decide to go Will Friend, sliding Chris Winkie, the quarterback's coach, and then going out and getting you another stud recruiter at the running back position. Get you another running back coach and a stud recruiter. There's a lot of great recruiters who are running back coaches. And coaching running backs, it's not that hard. It's really not. Tight ends, running back coaches, those are the ones that if you are a really good recruiter, we can bring in. We can deal with you not being as technically sound as a coach like a Jay Graham or maybe a Robert Gillespie. The name of the game is recruiting here for Tennessee. You got to get dudes. You got to get studs. And so I would explore that dynamic with Will Friend sliding over the OC, Chris Winkie being a quarterback's coach. I'm not saying Chris Winkie's not a good running back coach. I just think maybe he might be better as a quarterback coach. I'm looking at our running
Naturally,
back sometimes. I'm like, what? Tim Jordan runs hard. Don't get me wrong. Tim Jordan is limited. Tim Jordan, I haven't seen this year cut off 1 foot. He's a 2-foot cutter. And you don't have enough time to stop and cut on 2 feet. You got to be able to cut on 1. Make guys miss in space. I appreciate Tim Jordan, how hard he runs. Don't get me wrong. There's times that we don't read the hole that great, and I know offensive line, they don't do a good job of blocking. So most of the time we're used to getting hit even before we reach the line of scrimmage. But quarterbacks is Chris Winky's natural position to coach. You can go out and get you a killer recruiter at the running back position if you decide to slide Will Friend as offense coordinator. And the guy he did it at Colorado State. The only thing is he has not done it at the SEC level, and that's the question.
Yep.
That's why I like Kingsbury. That's why I like Hugh Freeze. That's why I like Mike Bobo if he gets fired at Colorado State. He has some health issues. Remember, he had some health issues early in the year. That's taking a lesser type of role as the OC rather than being the head coach and overseer of a program. Is that more beneficial for Bobo or not? People asked about Lane Kiffin.
Yep.
Folks, after what Lane tweeted about Coach Fulmer and Johnny Majors being the best Tennessee coach ever, I think we can put that to bed. I will be very surprised if Lane Kiffin's name is brought up. I love Lane Kiffin as a play caller. I know what happened when he was here. Some of those things are unforgivable for a lot of people. And I respect it. I get it. I totally understand it. There's things Lane did here that's unforgivable in the eyes of some folks. And I truly understand that. I do. But he is one of the best play callers in America. You have some other options. I think Cliff Kingsbury is right there with him, though. He is right there with him. And the dude can develop quarterbacks. I do agree with Ben. You look at the NFL is making a move to younger, offensive, innovative guys. Look at what Sean McVay's doing with the Rams. You look at even my Bears, who took an offensive guy, young guy, and look what he's doing there. You look at Doug Peterson with the Eagles. That's where the league is going.
The Titans went that way, hiring the number 2 guy to Sean McVay there from the Rams. So.
You mean offensive
yeah,
coordinator?
Matt LaFleur was McVay's OC.
And then,
yeah.
And then you look at Shanahan going from the Falcons, being a head coach of 49ers. I think Cliff Kingsbury in a couple of years could be a head coach in the NFL because offensively he is brilliant. He's young. He'll be able to relate to the pro players. He doesn't have to recruit. So if I am Cliff Kingsbury, I may take a hard look at the NFL.
And that's why I say don't get your hopes up on Cliff Kingsbury if you're a Tennessee fan. Yes, that would be an unbelievable hire, but don't expect that. And as far as Wilfred goes, I agree with everything you're saying. They just have to be prepared for the groans from the fans. Oh, you're just bringing a guy who was already here with the bad offensive play calling. You got to just be prepared for that. And I think Pruitt is, and I think he wouldn't care about that. He wants to make the best decision possible. And,
I hope we have grown up a little bit and learned a lot from just relying on optics. Because in recruiting, we've signed a lot of guys with 5 stars, and the optics were great, but they were not. So it's not about optics. It's about getting the right fit. Swain Event.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End BBQ has a new slew of daily specials for the fall. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the smokehouse stew, barbecue cheddar meatloaf, or the smoked turkey and dressing, which includes sliced smoked turkey and cornbread dressing paired with sautéed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a side of turkey gravy. While Dead End offers a different specialty meal each day, you can get their hillbilly chili every day. There is always something new at Dead End BBQ. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End BBQ. The fall flavor search is over.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today. We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfers, or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature, by injecting with stem cells and what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
If you aren't following the Swain Event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
All right, let's get back to the phones this morning, live at Beatty Chevrolet Parkside Drive. Come and see why it's better at Beatty. Tons of pre-owned vehicles here. #1 service department and collision center, BeattyChevrolet.com. You got employee pricing, GM employee pricing for all new cars. And you got new cars starting at $13,995. One of the largest selection of new and pre-owned Chevrolet dealerships in town, Beatty Chevrolet. Let's get to Jay. Jay, good morning.
Swain, good morning, bud.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, man. Before I say what I was going to say, can I ask you real quick? I was listening to the last segment. Did Jimmy Himes not put that to bed about the whole OC? I mean, I heard y'all. It sounded like y'all were talking about potential OCs for Tennessee or possibly. And did Himes not basically put that to bed with what Pruitt said?
What did Himes say?
Himes.
Go ahead, guys.
Well, Himes clarified the rumor, the report from, I believe, Football Scoop. They reported Pruitt was likely to move on from Tyson Helton, and then Himes came out and said that he got a statement.
There was a report that Pruitt was going to fire Helton, and Pruitt said, no, that's inaccurate, and it's not going to happen. The reason why it's not going to happen is because Helton is going to leave.
Yeah, he's leaving.
He's going to take the Western Kentucky job. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the small little details that you got to pay attention to. Yeah, Pruitt's not going to fire him, but Helton more than likely is going to be the next head coach at Western Kentucky, barring any last-minute snags. So, yes, Himes did not report the wrong thing there. Yeah, I mean, Pruitt said that he's not going to fire Helton. That doesn't mean that Helton's going to be here next year. Just like Butch Jones didn't fire Mike DeBoer, Mike DeBoer left.
The exact way Football Scoop put it was Pruitt is planning to make a change, but just full clarity there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are y'all betting on Will Friend if that does happen?
No.
I'm not betting money on it, but I wouldn't be upset if it happens. I think I think Will Friend understands exactly what Pruitt wants. I think Will Friend got some great experience there with Mike Bobo, Colorado State. I think Will Friend and Pruitt work well together. I wouldn't be upset. I would be very, very. I would look forward to seeing how he coordinates the offense. I really would. Now, the only thing that kind of gives me cause to pause there is the offensive line needs so much development, so much. Could he handle the double duty? That's the only question I would have. But as far as being able to do it, I wouldn't have a problem with Will Friend. I think if you're Jeremy Pruitt, you have to knock on the door of Hugh Freeze. You have to knock on the door of Kingsbury just to see where they are first before you make that move with Will Friend. I feel like you have to do that.
Well, Swain, you're right about our offensive line. I was watching Boise State, and I said, my God, Boise State's offensive line looks twice our size.
Yep.
I mean, our offensive line, and that's what I want to say about the Vanderbilt game. I was just as pissed and hurt and just mad as anybody else. I stopped watching the game. I couldn't stomach it no more.
I'm with you.
But I believe in my heart of hearts that Jeremy Pruitt is the right guy for this job. He's had too much success. Too many coaches have basically said this is one of the smartest football coaches they've ever been around. Too many former players have just absolutely raved about this guy and just talk about how much they love him. I never saw that with Derek Dooley. I never saw that with Bush Jones. That kind of backing and that kind of just on the field success. We don't have a good football team right now. Chris Lowe tried to tell us this is one of the slowest teams he's seen all year. Austin Price has tried to tell us, look at the 16 and 17 classes. There's only a handful of contributors from those classes that are actually playing. They were overrated, and these classes are not contributing. That hurts you, obviously, with your team depth. Look at our offensive line. I hate to say it, some of those guys look anorexic by offensive line standards.
Yes.
We just don't have. We're taking donkeys. I mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but we're taking donkeys to the Kentucky Derby and expecting to win and expecting Pruitt to win with that.
Yes.
I mean, he just can't get. He's got to get the guys in here before we can truly judge him, and I think he will. Vanderbilt was more talented than us. As bad as that seems to say, they were pushing us around. They were bigger. They were faster.
Yeah.
And Bart Simmons said it, the NFL draft will prove that.
Yeah.
When Vanderbilt has more players drafted than us.
Exactly. Well, people don't want to hear that.
That's my thought.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that. Thanks for the phone call, Jay. They're like, wait a minute. In no year should Vanderbilt have more talent. Yeah, they have more developed talent. They do. And if you play hard and you play with great effort and you execute, even when you're not as talented, you can have a chance to win. That's why they, had a chance to beat South Carolina, play well in the second half against Georgia, beat Auburn, and beat Kentucky. But if you don't play with maximum effort and if you don't execute, you're going to get the doors blown off of you. And that's what we've seen the last couple games. Develop talent. Vanderbilt has more of that. People underestimate the strength and conditioning turnover. 3 strength coaches in 3 years? That's not ideal, folks. That's why I say the strength coach is the most important coach on a college coaching staff besides the head coach. Because they spend the most time with the players. They are the ones who are developing the mindset, developing the toughness, the grit that's needed. Ain't the head coach, it's the strength coach. If you got a bunch of donkeys like Jay called them, and hey, it is what it is, a position coach is not going to turn that guy into a champion in the offseason. It's the strength coach who does that during the offseason. And quite frankly, he hasn't had time to do it. We got guys who are behind. On this very show, I told y'all that we're working from behind with the strength and conditioning program. You went out, you fired Lawson, and then you brought in Mike Surgeon, who was the understudy of the guy you fired. You took a dramatic drop, and then you moved on from him. You brought in Rock Gullison, who was under the impression that he was just going to do football. Well, when he got here, he got a rude awakening. No, Rock, you got to do more than football. What? That's not what I was told. Mike Surgeon and then Rock Gullison. Rock Gullison didn't even buy a house here, folks. He didn't buy a house here.
Good choice.
That
on
tells
his
you.
part.
That tells you what he thought about this opportunity. He knew he wasn't going to be here long, but he ain't going to turn down $300,000 when he was on his way to retirement. And then you change, and then you go to Craig Fitzpatrick. People are underestimate that. They're pointing a finger at Jared Garantano. They're pointing a finger at Clay Helton. Man, look at the strength coaches. That is where we lost these games. Look at the trenches. Now, I appreciate Jameer Johnson's fight. I do. But there's one play. He drove back 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 5 yards. Another play that will tell you all you need to know. It's 3rd down and 2. Vanderbilt throws the ball out in the flats to a running back, a backup running back. Your starting linebacker, it's one-on-one in space. It wasn't like this backup running back. I know this is Ben's boy from high school, but it wasn't like this dude was Alvin Kamara or John Kelly or Todd Gurley. Man, this dude made Daniel Batuli miss an open field. Daniel Batuli wouldn't have gotten him down if it was flag football. That's how bad it was. That ain't on Daniel Batuli. He gave effort. He tried to make the play. He just can't. Physically, he can't. Darren Kirkland Jr. is a shell of himself. Physically, he can't. He's not fast enough. We have slow linebackers. We do. So now you address that in recruiting and you address that in the weight room.
How concerning are the missed tackles to you? Do you chalk it up to the strength training? Because I would say out of almost anything I saw this season, the egregiously missed tackles in the final game of the season from guys who need to be developed ASAP. Like some of these young corners and D-backs. I mean, some of these missed tackles were just embarrassing. Just bad angles, just not doing the right things when I looked at it. Is that concerning to you past just what you're talking about, past strength and conditioning?
No, because it wasn't like Alabama had a problem missing tackles last year under Jeremy Pruitt. Wasn't like Florida State had trouble missing tackles when Pruitt was at Florida State. Wasn't like Pruitt had trouble missing tackles with Georgia when they jumped up 20 spots defensively. I mean, Bob Shoop's success at Mississippi State should tell us a lot. Yep. Tell us a lot. Bob Shoop was a good defensive coordinator. He's up for an award this year at Mississippi State. He was great at Vanderbilt. He was good at Penn State. You thought he forgot how to teach defense at Tennessee? No. The conditions affected him. Same thing with Pruitt here at Tennessee.
Yep.
They teach tackling. They teach the fundamentals every single day. But one that can is no better than one that won't. And we got guys who can't. Like, I watched that game, and instead of getting mad that the play wasn't made, I had to ask myself, can that guy really do that? Like, can that guy really do that? You know, as a parent, we want our kid to be the best, right? But sometimes we have to fall back and ask ourselves, can our kid really do that we want them to do? Yeah, every parent wants every kid to make straight A's. Maybe your kid's not a straight A student. Maybe his best or her best is A's and B's. Maybe that's it. I watched that game, and I said, man, I know Daniel Batuli is straining. I know he's praying hard. He can't make that tackle in space. That is a problem. That has to be addressed. I looked at Josh Palmer on one long pass, the 13 in the second half. Huge play of the game, in my opinion. I thought it was a turning point. 3rd and 13. Jared throws it as well as you can. Josh Palmer drops it. You convert that, we're talking about possibly the game being 17-10 or 17-14 because that was a long play. So you have to punt. You have to punt it. And then Vanderbilt gets the ball. They go 3 and out. Sorry. They pick up a first down. No, they go 3 and out. They go 3 and out, and then we come back, and that's the loss of 4 yards. Loss of 4 yards. And then an incomplete pass to Jordan Murphy, and then a delay of game on Jared. That's on a quarterback or that's on an offense coordinator. One of the two. Can't happen. And then you complete a pass to Donwood Anderson for 8 yards. It's on 3rd and 19. It's 4th 11. It's 4th down and 11 to go. And then Vanderbilt gets the ball, and we just never could get going after that. But I look at Josh Palmer, and I like Josh Palmer. I think he could be a really good player. But that's why you go out and you recruit the Jalen Hazelwoods. That's why you go out there and you recruit the best of the best, the Robert Meachams, because he's making that play. He's making that play. You got to get the Jimmys and Joes. And we expect our players to play like some of the Tennessee greats because they wear their uniform. But the truth is some of our players are not good enough to compete at this level. They're not feature players. They're backup players. Last night on the locker room, we could only name 4 players on this entire team that would even be in the rotation at Alabama or Georgia. In the rotation. Not starting. That's probably like 1. I'm talking about in the rotation.
Who would even that 1 be? Think about it.
It'd be Trey Smith if he's healthy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But in the rotation, that's a problem, folks.
Yep.
That's a problem. So it's easy to just jump on the quarterback or jump on the offensive coordinator, but these problems are deeper than that. These problems are deep. Strength and conditioning. You went to you had a deal with the medical staff that Pruitt came in and changed. Do you know how crappy, and I use crappy instead of the S word I want to use, it is for a player to not have trust in their own medical staff, where they feel like they have to get outside counsel? That was what was going on in the past too. So these players didn't trust the medical staff, had a strength coach that didn't know what the hell he was doing. They had a head coach that didn't know what he was doing. Man, your level of optimism and trust is not that high. And a guy like Jordan Pruitt, who is as real as they get in college football as a coach and who can coach football, even a guy like Pruitt can't save you for some of these guys. There's a reason why you have so many freshman players, so many young players reaching out to these recruits. Y'all see it?
Yep.
Some of these older players on this team need to move on. Start working on your resume.
You saw Alante Taylor, what you're referring to here. Alante Taylor last night was tweeting at recruits. I believe he tweeted at Owen Papo.
Day one starter. He knows it. He sees it. Owen knows that. He's a day one starter. But it appears like these younger players who have bought in Jeremy Banks, that's why Pruitt loves him so much. Alante Taylor, dog, even though he got, benched, but he has what it takes to play for Jeremy Pruitt and be a champion. He's a championship caliber player. Bryce Thompson, that's why those guys came in and set these other dudes on the bench. If you're Sean Schamberger, how you going to let two freshmen come in and take your job? How do you allow yourself to not travel as an upperclassman in the SEC game? How do you put yourself in that position? It makes no sense. So this is deeper than just Jared Garantano. It's deeper than just Tyson Helton. But that's convenient to bring up. It's easy. It's lazy. You don't have to put much effort into it, much time into it. You just say Jared and Helton. It's deeper than that. We got linemen that look like tight ends. During fall camp, during the spring, I was standing there next to Fred White. And we were right by the offensive lineman. And I swear I thought I was next to the tight ends. I was like, wait, why is Will Friend coaching tight ends and Brian Niedermeyer coaching the lineman? Wait. Oh, that's the offensive line. Itty-bitty offensive line committee. We're not big enough up front. You don't change that in a year. You don't. I wish we could sit here and put one finger on the problem and pluck it away. We can't do that because that would be inaccurate. That would be a lazy take. I don't do lazy takes. I'm gonna give you everything I have. I'm gonna find out what's going on. I'm gonna find out, the dynamic here, the dynamic there. I'm gonna find out for you. You won't get any lazy. It's deeper than Helton, deeper than the quarterback. I've said it consistently all year long. I think there needs to be a quarterback competition at every position during the spring, including quarterback. I've said it for months. His competition makes you better. Not because competition makes you better. Every day I compete against Robert Meacham and Brett Smith. Robert Meacham was my roommate. That's my brother. He was in my wedding. But I tried to outwork him every day. Every day. We were on the same team, but I was competing against him. That's what you want at every position. We don't have that. We got to have that. Every position should be up for grabs. I don't care if you're a freshman, if you're a walk-on, if you're a junior, if you're a senior, if you have 30 community hours. I don't care if you're from Tennessee, Canada, Alaska, black, white, purple, 3.0 GPA, barely passing. I don't care. Everyone is on notice. Everyone should be on notice. If you miss a class, you're running until you throw up. That's the way it should be. What off season? Y'all think y'all need to go home and get a break? You went 5-7. Got blown out by Vanderbilt. Got blown out by Missouri. You can take a couple days, let your body recover, but it's time to get back to work. Now, take a couple days this week, but it's time to get back to work. Period. Swain Event. Be right back.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Gentlemen, when it comes to taking care of your health, sometimes the first step is the hardest. Low T Center is making it easier to take that first step. It all starts with knowing the numbers that are essential to a man. Testosterone levels, blood pressure, cholesterol, prostate, and thyroid. Low T Center makes it quick and easy to get all these levels checked and more. Low T Center specializes in men's health and has expanded their services, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, hypertension, severe allergies, high cholesterol, diabetes, and annual physicals, along with testosterone replacement therapy. The physicians at Low T Center not only want to help you feel good again, they want to help you prevent any serious health problems moving forward. Now, with the holistic approach to your overall health and wellness, Low T Center is making it more convenient for men to take care of their health, and most health insurance is accepted. They'll even verify for you. Take the first step for your health and call 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388, or go to lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare.
Beatty Chevrolet is celebrating 85 years of low prices. And during Truck Month, choose from over 400 trucks and SUVs, all deeply discounted. Like a new Silverado, now 25% off. A new Equinox, now 20% off. And a certified pre-owned 15 Equinox or Terrain, now $16,995. Plus, buy with confidence with the Beatty warranty for life.
Big selection and even bigger savings. That's why it's better at Beatty Chevrolet.
Stock number 232, savings off MSRP, including all dealer savings and manufacturer incentives with approved credit. Must finance through GMF. Offer expires 8/31/18.
Big Orange football is better alongside another Tennessee tradition, Mrs. Grissom's salad. Mrs. Grissom's ready-made snacks and meals are perfect for game day. Crowd favorites like the select pimento cheese and cranberry pecan chicken salad are delicious and easy to grab and go right from the grocery store. Going to the game? Visit Mrs. Grissom's in Vol Village for the must-have panini grilled pimento cheese hot dog. Man, select the best. Select Tennessee's own Mrs. Grissom's.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
All right, let's go to the phones here, Ben. I don't know who is holding because we had some on hold before the segment, and I had to finish my points. Y'all understand?
You were flowing. You were flowing. We got T-Mac and Nathan.
Hey, T-Mac. Good morning, man. Thanks for holding.
How are you, Swain?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm driving back to Knoxville. I had a good Thanksgiving with my family.
Good.
But I don't really want to rehash the whole Vanderbilt game. Nobody really wants to hear about that, but I was in the bar on Saturday getting made fun of by Vanderbilt fans.
Yeah.
I was, it didn't really even make me mad. I was just sitting there, just accepting my fate. But anyways, one thing that I think is really important that Pruitt said, I guess this is kind of back in the fall, or I guess last summer when he was talking about how he wants the team to take on the mentality of the coach. And I thought that was really important, and it's something that I kept thinking about the whole season. Because best teams out there right now, they do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had 3 coaches here that we didn't really know what their mentality was. They're all so weird. I don't know, but I can tell what Pruitt's mentality is, and if we get that mentality, I think that if we could turn this thing around. But I don't know. I was wanting you to just talk about how we could maybe do that, and I know it's going to be more than one thing, like you were saying earlier. But I got to get to class here, so I'll let you go.
Thank you, T-Man. Appreciate the phone call, man. Good to hear from you. I remember Pruitt months ago said that I chose to be here. Do y'all know what that means? He didn't go around saying I'm pinching myself. I can't believe I'm here, Tennessee, man. I'm pinching myself. Oh, I can't believe they actually fell for my stick. I can't believe they fell for it. Wow, I'm actually here. That was a previous coach. That's what he said. This coach said, I chose y'all. I totally respect that. I love that. Whether or not he's going to be successful or not, I don't know. But that lets me know that, number one, he's confident in his abilities. Number two, that should have let everyone know how bad this roster was and how much work had to be put in to get in Tennessee to compete consistently week in and week out in the SEC. That should have let you know. A lot of work was going to be done or need to be done. Not just talent, but mentality. Mentality. These dudes were broken, shattered. Some of these dudes still are. Some of them should never, ever been on the SEC roster. I'm not going to call out names. But some of these guys have no business being on the SEC roster. No business. That's a lose-lose situation for everybody. Number one, you're going to be put in a situation where you're asked to do something you physically can't do. You're going to try your best, and it's not going to be good enough. That stinks. You're trying your absolute best, and it's still not good enough? Like, that stinks. But that's the situation when you get guys that shouldn't be playing in the SEC. That's also what's going on. It stinks for the team because they're going to lose. It stinks for the players because they're going to get exposed as a bad player when they could have went somewhere else, a lower tier conference or team or whatever, and really excelled. I'll give you an example. Slick Shelley was an All-American, U.S. Army All-American. He came in, kid from Arkansas, 6'4". He came in. He was playing the same position as Robert Meacham. Slick Shelley wasn't fast enough. He wasn't quick enough. He didn't have the foot quickness. Slick Shelley was a great teammate, great attitude, worked his tail off. But he didn't belong in a place like Tennessee when he came. Slick transferred to Tulsa. And at the time, Tulsa was lighting the scoreboard up offensively. Slick was the guy. He was the guy there. He was the number one receiver. He was putting up big numbers. Sometimes it's about fits. It's about fits. Let's go back to the phones. Some of these players, man, dancing on the sideline. Whew, man, they deserve to be punched in the head. All right, let's get to Nathan. Nathan, good morning.
Swain, you're speaking truth today, and a lot of the things you're saying is what I've been was going to say. But I want to say it's very hard for some people to really believe what you're saying. Like when you're saying that Vanderbilt right now has more talent than Tennessee, and it's just more developed than Tennessee right now. That's hard for people to understand, but it's true.
It's 100%
and you
true.
can see it Saturday. And Swain, one thing I want to say, the one reason I'm so confident in Pruitt, coaching was not an issue on defense Saturday. I mean, people are in position to make tackles. There's 3 drives in the first half. I don't even think Vanderbilt scores if we just know how to make a tackle.
Yep.
And we couldn't do it. And so that's not coaching. Now, offensively, I think there's things we could do better, but then again, everybody's talking about how bad JG played, but my God, when you've got hit as many times as he has, you're going to be gun shy. I mean, and he was taking a step back, just waiting to get popped. And I mean, the offensive line is just bad. I mean, it's terrible. And look, I don't know any offensive coordinator that is going to be great calling plays with the players that we have right now. And I think really for us to win 5 games and him to beat Kentucky, which I think had more talent than us, and Auburn that definitely had more talent than us, I think he did a good job.
Yes,
my thing is go ahead, Swain.
No, my bad. Go ahead.
Now, I will say one thing with the players, like if you have to be preached to every week to play hard, this is not the place for you. I mean, there's nothing that he should have to come in and beg people to play hard. That should just be something you do. And I think that's one of the biggest struggles is because some of the players, I think he's having to beg them to play hard. And he doesn't have a choice but to do that because, like you said, there's nobody else to play in their place. Mm-hmm. And you can't win with that mentality. You just can't. And then the only other concern that I have is you take Pruitt right now with the offense coordinator hired. If you could get Freeze to come in, I don't care if that's the type of offense that you run or not. Pruitt's got to take his hands off and just say, you run the offense and I'm going to take care of the defense. And I think with that, it helps him to be even a better coach because I think our offense would be better. But you may disagree with that, but I just think he can't micromanage everything.
Well, I don't disagree with it. I do think that how you play offense affects you defensively. The one thing you look at a place like Auburn, okay? I feel bad for the defense coordinators at Auburn because that up-tempo, fast-paced offense, if it doesn't work, the defense is screwed. I mean, absolutely screwed because you're basically rushing to give the ball to the other team, and your defense is going to be on the field for an extended amount of time. You know, I look at Arkansas and Chad Morris, like he wants to do some of that stuff too. Well, if it works, great, but if it doesn't, man, the defense is really handcuffed. Nick Saban, there's a formula in his eyes to winning, to playing complementary football. Even when your offense is not, maybe connecting or your quarterback is off, you can still win with running game and defense. That translates, that travels, that always shows up even when maybe you're not connecting in the passing game. So if Nick Saban can bring in a Lane Kiffin that loves to throw the ball, and he can work with Lane Kiffin, number one, he got talent, but he can work with Lane Kiffin for that amount of time that it worked, I think Jeremy Pruitt and Hugh Freeze could come together, meet in the middle, and it could be successful. I really do believe that. I believe it. But they have to be on the same page. They have to be on the same page. Hugh Freeze did not make a commitment to running the football at Ole Miss. He ran with his quarterback a lot. That will have to change if he's going to be the OC in Tennessee. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End BBQ, Hour 3 around the corner.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
There is a 20% chance of rain today, mainly after 4 p.m., mostly cloudy with a high of 58 and a low of 41. Partly sunny tomorrow with a high near 48 and a low around 30. Wednesday, look for more sunshine and a high in the upper 30s. Weather on the Swain Event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com. Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain Event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give Be-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, Be-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. Be-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words. Better call Be-Dry. Reach out to Be-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call Be-Dry.
Do you want a custom-themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and custom Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team.
More than 23 million Americans have diabetes. Uncontrolled diabetes increases your chance of kidney disease, leg and foot ulcers, and even limb amputation. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and the vascular surgeons at Premier Surgical Associates urge those with diabetes to keep it under control. Manage your blood sugar levels, exercise, don't smoke, and get regular checkups. It's also important to keep your feet and legs healthy. Diabetes makes it harder for wounds and infections to heal. Diabetes is a chronic condition, but it can be managed. Visit PremierSurgical.com right now for more information. Premier Surgical Associates. Expertise you can trust.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
If you love the Swain Event and you want more of the show every day, you can now get it with Swain Event Plus. Swain Event Plus features exclusive, in-depth interviews with former Vols.
She saved my life. I probably would have never made the college, man.
I looked at him and said, Coach, no disrespect. I'm going to Tennessee. I'm going to play in the SEC.
With Swain Event Plus, you can also get access to the exclusive podcast Reel on the Hill with Tennessee media legend John Bryce.
What is going on there with that battle?
Had lunch with some folks over the course of this past week who indicated some inside the program believe that Jarrett Garantano is really ready to take that next step.
So go to SwainEventPlus.com right now to sign up and check out all of the amazing extras that you can get. That's SwainEventPlus.com. Get more.
You're listening to the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End BBQ. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com.
Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. I got a tweet, still have more talent than Vanderbilt. Okay. Y'all keep talking about how much we got more talent than this team and that team. What are y'all looking at? You looking at the recruiting rankings from high school? When these dudes were 18 years old, they're 22. So you think they're the same player or better? Is that what we think?
For those that think Vanderbilt has more talent than Tennessee, I encourage them to watch more football. And
No.
The jersey.
I'm saying Vanderbilt has more developed talent than Tennessee. That's what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying for
you,
those who are out there that think, I said it backwards. I'm sorry.
You said it
backwards. Think Tennessee has more talent than Vanderbilt. I encourage you to watch more football outside of Tennessee football and not look at the name on the jersey. I'm sorry, I said that backwards.
Well, I wish that NFL scouts could go on the record. Even in this case, they can be off the record. They can be unnamed. They can be anonymous. But let's go talk to 20 or 30 of them. And let's get their take on their visit to Tennessee. You know, when they come to Tennessee and they want to check out maybe, Kyle Phillips or Shaw Tuttle, they want to take a look at them. What do they think about the roster when they're sitting there on the sideline? Let's get their take. Because I can promise you this right now, that more players will be drafted from Vanderbilt this year on this year's team than Tennessee's team.
Yes.
I can promise you that. And that is how you tell who has more talent. That's how you tell. Not recruiting rankings, folks. Recruiting rankings was 3 or 4 years ago. That is what they did out of high school. That's not current. You have strength and conditioning program. Did you put the work in? Did you have the resources? Did you have the right strength coach? All that plays into whether or not you're going to be the player you should be in 3 to 4 years. So y'all looking at recruiting rankings. Yeah, Jonathan Combo was the best dude 2 or 3 years ago. He ain't today. And that's across the board. Eric Gray was one of the top safeties in the country. He's playing wide receiver. What about today?
Malik Gray.
What did I say, Eric Gray?
Yeah.
Malik Gray. The NFL scouts tell you all you need to know. Unfortunately, they don't talk that much. So here's a tip to all the journalists out there. You want to put together a really good article? And Dave Ubben has been killing this. Y'all go get hold to some NFL scouts. You really want to tell the picture and paint the picture? Go talk to some NFL scouts and let them tell you about this roster. I don't see one draftable player beyond the 5th round. I don't. That's a problem in the SEC, guys. The SEC produces more NFL talent than any other conference. And I don't see one player today that will be drafted higher than the 5th round. Let's get to TC in Athens. TC, good morning.
What's up, Swaino?
What's up, man?
Hey, buddy. I'm so sick of hearing about recruiting rankings.
Me too.
How many seniors did we have last week come out on Senior Day? Was it 13?
It wasn't that many.
And weren't 3 of them grad transfers?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where the heck? That leaves 10 players that were a part of those quote-unquote recruiting rankings everybody loves to bring up. That means we got, 15 other guys playing football somewhere else or that went pro in something other than sports?
Correct. Either was kicked off or ran off or got hurt. I mean, there's a number of things that happen. That's why it's hard to just put your finger on one thing and blame it all on that one thing, TC. It's hard to do that. There's a lot of different factors that apply here when you look at Tennessee and how unsuccessful we've been this year.
Yeah, I mean, guys, we have 0 senior leadership.
0.
0.
Yeah, you can use a minus, TC.
Think about it. I remember last year, I think it was last year, maybe even been the year before, Butch said, no, it was last year. Butch made a point that he was meeting with freshmen about being leaders and all that.
Oh,
Dude, if you're meeting with freshmen about being leaders, guess what? Your team sucks.
Yeah.
Because it ain't up to freshmen to be your leaders. It's up to seniors and juniors to be your leaders out there.
Yes.
And to lead the team.
Yes.
And if you don't have that, if you don't have juniors and seniors that are leading the way and showing your freshman and sophomore, this is the standard. This is how it's done. No, that's not acceptable. This is what you have to do to be a championship level team. If you don't have that, then you have a team that's going to go 5-7. That's what you got.
Yeah. You're gonna have a team that the fans will question effort. Because there's a difference between TC. There's a difference between the fans being able to see a lack of effort on TV and a difference between the coaches knowing that a player didn't give his all. See, a player can give you 85%, and fans on TV can't tell that it's not 100. Coaches can tell. For the fans to be able to tell that the effort wasn't there on Saturday, that lets you know that it was egregious, that it was that bad. It was piss poor. That's the problem.
So it's time for fans to quit talking about daggum recruiting rankings. When you have a senior class of 13 and 3 of them were daggum grad transfers, recruiting rankings, you just throw those out the door. Those mean nothing.
In this case, it means nothing, TC. I agree with you. I'm not going to sit here and say that Tennessee is in the top 5 recruiting this year, that it's not good. It is good. You take it with a grain of salt. It's a nice step, but we understand that you have to do it consistently in this league if you want to win. But, TC, you hit the nail on the head, man. Recruiting rankings from 2016 or 2015, it don't matter today in this conversation because half of those dudes are not even here.
Exactly.
Love you, TC.
Exactly. Later, guys.
See you, man. All right, let's get to Volstorm. Volstorm, good morning.
I'm waiting for TC to start pimping his advertisers for his phone calls so he can have yet another revenue stream.
Say that again.
I said I'm waiting for TC to start advertising his phone calls. That way he can have yet another revenue stream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, TC, man. TC's ultimate hustler, man.
But if you had him as your agent, you would be Hollywood.
If I had him as my agent, I would be on ESPN or CBS Sports or Fox Sports or on one of them 3. I'd be big time. I may have my
Guys,
own
stop me
network,
if you've
man.
heard
TC.
this. Exactly. Stop me if you've heard this before, but players quitting the last couple of games of the year in a coaching search. You there?
No, we lost you a little bit. Say that again.
Oh, I said stop. I said stop me if you've heard this before, but players quitting at the end of the year in a coaching search.
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
Absolutely. I mean, it happened last year. It happened this year. I mean, we got some just losers on our team that are juniors and seniors, and that's I don't have a nicer way to say that. They don't understand what it takes to win. They're selfish. They don't get it, and I feel bad for a dude like Kyle Phillips, because Kyle Phillips. Let me just lay down this about Kyle Phillips. Kyle Phillips could have went to LSU. Tennessee comes in late. Boom, they get Kyle Phillips. Kyle Phillips probably should have been playing a little bit earlier, but didn't for whatever reason. And gets hurt. He comes back. Kyle Phillips he's a solid leader. He leads by example. But because of the other lack of leadership, because of the dynamics on the team, we needed Kyle Phillips to be more demonstrative. We needed him to be a more vocal leader. But that's not him. But when you have a group of leaders, you have 5, 10, 15 dudes that can lead, where someone is maybe a little short at leading in one area, the other leaders step up in that other area. But because we have so few leaders, a guy like Kyle Phillips really doesn't get noticed for his leadership because we don't have that much. He leads by example. But we needed more guys like Jeremy Banks, more guys like Jawan Jennings to lead. We need more vocal leaders, more guys that will challenge you and be confrontational. Remember, Jeremy Pruitt said we need more guys that will get up in your face and be confrontational. That's not Kyle Phillips. That's not him. And I respect that. I don't want to ask him to do something that's not him. But you need other guys to step up and be that confrontational leader. And I know Banks will be that guy moving forward. Jawan Jennings next year should come back. I expect him to come back. He needs to be that guy. This year, he had to tippy-toe a little bit because he had gotten in trouble. He was trying to do everything right. He didn't want to rub people the wrong way. He was trying to hold back a lot of his emotions because he is an emotional player. Damn that, Jawan. You got to be you now. You got to be you. You got to lead this team. You got to stay out of trouble. You got to do everything right, but you got to be you. You got to challenge everybody. Lineman, quarterback, defensive lineman, you got to challenge everybody. And when you challenge everybody, you got to make sure you do everything right, because it's void if you do. It goes in vain if you're not cleaning up your own yard. If you're not going to class, if you're not going to workouts, if you're not doing everything right yourself, you can't challenge anyone else. But Jawan Jennings needs to take over. He needs to take over. But that means he needs to do everything right too. Jeremy Banks, same thing, man. Nobody care you're a sophomore. You got to take over now. We need more dogs, too many cats. Get the cats out of here. Let them go somewhere else. You want to transfer? Go. Let Jeremy Pruitt write a recommendation. Write some kind words, even though he may not believe it or mean it. Go. Go to Buffalo. Go to Akron. Go to Kansas State, Tech, Virginia Institute of whatever. Get out of here. If you don't want to be here, don't be here. See, I'm sorry to take over the phone call, Boston, but I got some things on my chest.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just listening.
See, these high school players, they think going D1 is cool, but they don't understand it comes with strings attached. It comes with the grind. It comes with hard work, just like we all want to make a lot of money, right? Well, people who make a lot of money, some of those people are on 100% commission. I was flipping through a magazine. Big-time real estate guy. Yeah, he's making a lot of money. You know why? Because he grinds to get it, 100% commission. You get what you put in. It sounds good to make a lot of money, but are you willing to sacrifice everything to get it? I remember when Inky Johnson was coming up. Yeah, Inky wants to be the best speaker. He wanted to be renowned. But no one saw Inky, every chance he got, pull out his laptop and watch videos of the Anthony Robbins. Watch videos of the John Maxwells. Watch videos of great speakers and leaders so that way he can pick and choose things from them so he can use himself. No one saw that. All they see is the YouTube videos. All they see is the Twitter videos. It takes sacrifice. It's cute to post your little workout videos on Twitter. Oh yeah, I'm getting in work. How you getting in work if you if you videoing? How you do that? How does that work? How does that work? That's new. It sounds good to wear and look good to wear the Tennessee gear, wear the Nike gear. But it comes with the sacrifice. You got to put in some work to be able to wear that stuff. And I don't think a lot of guys on this football team who are juniors, seniors understand that and bought into that. And that's the problem. Go get you some Adidas from Troy State or something. You can transfer there. That's where you belong. Not playing SEC football with that effort on Saturday, dancing on the sideline. You down 30 points, and you dancing on the sideline. Man, clean his locker out today. Period. Clean his locker today. Pack his box today. I'm surprised they wouldn't fight on the sideline.
Like how the Steelers were packing Le'Veon Bell's cleats up.
I'm surprised they wouldn't fight. That's a slap in the face of teammates. I'm putting in all this work. I'm playing hurt. I'm putting my body on the line. I can die on this football field. You dancing on the sideline? Man, some of these dudes play football to get their families out of the situation that they're in. Some of these dudes are playing football because they are the only hope for their families. Only hope. We got a team that take it for granted. Football is all they have. It's their only opportunity. I can sit here and tell you that right now. And it's time for leaders to stand up. You got to step up and challenge these fools. Don't let them give you that effort because they're ruining your moment too. They're ruining your experience. Dancing on the sideline, man. I'm trying to hold it together too. That pisses me off.
We were talking about the potential that there may have been players out there that wanted this season to end, and you said you thought that there were, and having that attitude is so unfathomable when you think about any kind of competitive spirit. How do you ever get to that point? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm sure it is the same with you. That's stunning if that was the case with any players on Tennessee's team this weekend. Unbelievable.
My junior season, we went 5-6. I can sit here and tell you, we didn't have guys who quit. Not that I heard of. I was upperclassmen. I didn't hear about anybody quitting. They may have been looking towards the NFL draft, but not quitting. The chemistry was a little jacked up on offense, but the defense played their butts off, played with great effort. No one quit. I know I didn't. I mean, my goodness. I had an option to shut it down after the South Carolina game, which is in October. I had a stretch fracture in my knee. Coach Foreman came to me and told me, hey, we need you out there, and if you can go, we'd love to have you. I had the option of shutting it down or continue to play. I'm not about to shut it down. I'm not about to give up on my brothers.
I mean, you had a player after the game, if you didn't see this, Niles Gaddy's walk-on kid, who tweeted, "Greatness comes with time. When we root out the cancers on this team, everything is going to come together." A player that is currently on this roster tweeted out that there are cancers in this locker room.
People will ask, how is this happening? Well, it's happening because those players have the leverage.
Yeah.
They have the leverage. They can do that and get away with it. They can do that and get away with it right now because they have the leverage. It's Jeremy Pruitt's first year. He's only had one recruiting class. Really,
there's nobody to replace them.
Really, this is his first recruiting class. Those players have the leverage. In another year or two, Pruitt will have the leverage with playing time.
Exactly.
That's the only way that those guys can get away with that this year. Because next year, the year after that, if you are a cancer, you will be gone. Sorry, Vol Nation. I mean, sorry, Vol Storm. My goodness.
No, getting replaced.
Sorry,
go,
man.
Go ahead.
Go for it, man. I got mad. I keep thinking about dancing on the sideline down 20 points. Makes me want.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I would say this is my greatest phone call of all time, and I'm gonna go myself a him soon.
Put the best guys out there, and you don't have anybody to replace some of these dudes with. You don't, like you're saying, you don't have that leverage. Like there was a really good example. I'm a big Nashville Predators fan, and there's a player on the team, Kevin Fiala, who was just playing like garbage earlier in the season. And he usually is on the second line, and he got moved down very purposely to the fourth line. The fourth line doesn't play very much in the game. It's like being deep in the second string on a football team. He got moved down, and I think it was a shock to his system, and all of a sudden he started playing better. It took the coach saying, "We don't need you up here. If you're going to play like garbage, move back here. Move to the back of the bus. We don't, we got dudes that can play." Pruitt doesn't have somebody to put up on the second line, so to speak.
You don't have leverage.
I mean, that has to suck as a coach, man. That has to suck.
Yep.
That's
where we are. That's where we are. I apologize to Vol Storm, but man, I started thinking about that dancing on the sideline stuff, man, and how many guys view football as their way out, and Tony McDaniel, who was kicked off the team, is the only player from the 2003 class that's still in the league. And he went a year early, by the way, because he got kicked off. Tony McDaniel was a 6'7", 300-pound defensive tackle. And during our runs in the indoor complex that they had to hit their 110. Receivers, DBs, running backs, every position had a certain time they had to hit. Well, Tony was catching up to a DB. And Tony was like, wait a minute. There's no way you're going hard. I'm 300 pounds, 6'7". You barely 200. There's no way you're running hard as you could be running. You're messing up my opportunity. If you get out on a football field and you're not giving your all and we lose the game, you're messing up an opportunity for me to play on a big stage. You're messing up my money. You're messing up my opportunity to feed my family and take care of my family. So you know what Tony said? If you don't speed up, I'm gonna whoop I'm gonna whoop you know what. And I guess this guy thought he was a game. I guess he thought Tony was just talking. But this DB ran the same speed, same effort. And I think Tony threw a helmet at him or something. But the next run after that DB was hauling butt. That's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. Some of this dissension last year, you got dudes falling on helmets. You got players suspended for fighting. Guys, those same dudes are on the team. There was 2 incidents, including 4 folks, four dudes on our team. All 4 of them still on the team. So this team gotta love each other. This team has to be a brotherhood. This team needs to understand a thing or two about unselfishness. They don't. And that's why you saw what you saw on Saturday. And I'm serious. If you dance on the sideline, your bag should be packed. That's not exaggeration. That's not a hot take. I'm dead serious. Let's get to Rev. Rev, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How's your Thanksgiving?
It was good, man. It was good, man. A lot of eating, a lot of sitting, a lot of sleeping, especially when the lines were on offense. But it was good.
Yeah, Friday night was pretty good too. I think we all found out that our basketball team could actually compete with the top-tiered basketball teams in the country, and that kind of made me proud a little bit.
Yes.
That
Admiral
kind of got
Schofield.
overshadowed with what happened this weekend.
Yeah, Admiral Schofield did not have his best game at all. Grant got some foul trouble. Lamonte, I thought, was rush some shots there, trying to get going. He's still knocking the rust off, and we still should have won the game. So, very encouraging. I know
He had like 15 plus in and outs there, Swain, that should have went in.
Yes.
If those in and outs went in, we win handily against Kansas. But whatever, we'll get them again in the tournament. We'll see you again. Don't worry about it. We got your number next time. But man, all this stuff unfolding over the weekend, these players dancing on the sideline, it just goes to show you that not everybody's bought in. And the fact that they even felt comfortable doing that is what gets me. Because next year, if you get another Jeremy Pruitt class in, you ain't doing it on the sideline, or you'll catch some hands by an underclassman. That's going to be flat out embarrassing because you're already embarrassing yourself. It's going to be even worse. But I think next year is when we're actually going to start seeing a culture shift, because these little cancers, so-called, are going to be getting their bags packed, or they're going to be outnumbered in the locker room.
That's what.
And it's just getting ridiculous.
That's.
I had to sit there and watch with disappointment, Swain.
I know, man.
Horrible.
Yeah. I mean, it breaks my heart because football is the ultimate team game, Rev, and thanks for the phone call. You can have 8 guys giving their all, and 3 dudes giving you 75%, and you can have a negative game, or you can give up a touchdown play on defense. It ain't supposed to be like what we saw on Saturday, guys. And it's not the fact that it's just Vanderbilt. The opponent doesn't matter. It's about what you saw from the team in orange and white. And someone asked yesterday, hey, how would you feel about Tennessee going to a bowl game at 5-7? Are you kidding me? Man, I don't even want to see this team play. I'm done with 2018 Tennessee football team. I don't want to see them play anymore. I don't want to see them play. You don't disrespect the game of football that way. You don't disrespect the game. You honor the game by giving it your all, by being unselfish. That's how you honor the game. I don't want to see the same play. No, I'm good. If Tennessee played the ball game, it would be like taking the most disgusting medicine ever to have to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch Tennessee football play anymore this year. I don't. And that's not just emotion speaking. That's just the truth. I want to watch good football from guys who care about the logo that's on their helmet, who care about their teammates. 865-255-03. Be right back.
Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
Gentlemen, when it comes to taking care of your health, sometimes the first step is the hardest. Low T Center is making it easier to take that first step. It all starts with knowing the numbers that are essential to a man. Testosterone levels, blood pressure, cholesterol, prostate, and thyroid. Low T Center makes it quick and easy to get all these levels checked and more. Low T Center specializes in men's health and has expanded their services, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, hypertension, severe allergies, high cholesterol, diabetes, and annual physicals, along with testosterone replacement therapy. The physicians at Low T Center not only want to help you feel good again, they want to help you prevent any serious health problems moving forward. Now, with the holistic approach to your overall health and wellness, Low T Center is making it more convenient for men to take care of their health, and most health insurance is accepted. They'll even verify for you. Take the first step for your health and call 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388, or go to lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Let's get to now. Charlie has a really, really good question. We're going to get to Charlie's question because a lot of people are asking on the text box. Seems to be the same question, and Charlie brought that to my attention. I'm over here trying to calm down. I'm thinking about the game, and I was cool earlier during the show, and I was cool all weekend. But I started thinking about what I saw and what I heard. It makes me mad. So let's get to Andre. We'll get to Andy, and then Charlie. We'll pose that question, then we'll tackle it, okay?
Sure.
All right, let's get to Andre. Andre, good morning.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Andre.
Hey, Andre. Hey, on the sideline, I came in kind of late. What exactly happened?
Apparently there was a player or players dancing on the sideline while Tennessee was getting their head beat in.
Yeah, I've experienced that before, losses, and some people that didn't get in or didn't take the loss to me that aim as typically, playing around. And, some people, you already knew who those people on your team were.
Andre, Andre, are you on a Bluetooth or something? It sounds a little funky there.
Oh, sorry, I was on speakerphone. Hello?
Yeah, take me off speakerphone there. It sounds better if you just talk directly to the phone.
Oh, sorry about that.
There we go.
But yeah, I was saying, you sort of know who those players are. We just have to. It's the same problem as last year. I mean, I feel like Pruitt tried to pull it together. Can lose at the end.
Yeah,
but
it's a Andre. Give us a call back. It's right in. Let's try with Andy here. Andy, good morning.
How y'all doing this morning?
Hey, Andy, good morning.
Well, that was not a good week, but it is what it is. But
what I did like what I seen yesterday was when the players started hitting up the recruits right off the bat and trying to, show them some love to bring them to Rocky Top. That really hit it hard, especially Emmett Gooden out of all of them. That showed, he was ready to. But other than that, I know Pruitt is about ready to go after these big dogs and try to bring them on. And then hopefully we'll next year be able to mow Heine in.
Yeah. It's time to recruit, Andy. And thanks for the phone call. It's time to recruit. It's time to go get some players, man, that they can get it done. Ben, if Andre calls us back, let's get him in here. But until Andre calls us back, Charlie, you, sir, brought up a really good point during the break. What was that?
So, I've just seen a lot of people struggling to reconcile with what do you put on Jeremy Pruitt here? Because obviously we've gone through, there are major problems with this roster. But at the same time, we've analyzed some games and said Jeremy Pruitt has gotten out-coached at times, and that's a fact of what's happened this season. So, what is your evaluation of Pruitt this season so far? I've just seen people posing this question all over the place because there are some people that are, the players are the excuse, and then other people are saying, well, Pruitt, what a poor job he's done, blah, blah, blah. So, what's your take there?
I don't think Pruitt's done a poor job. I think it's easy to get out-coached when you don't have good players and when you don't have leadership and you're trying to develop them. You can only lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink. And so I think Pruitt has made these players better. I think these players are more developed, even though some may not think that. And only look at the record, but not look at the strength of schedule, not look at the wins against Kentucky and Auburn when Tennessee didn't have a SEC win last year. How can you sit here and say that the team has not improved?
They were better.
They were better.
Yeah.
They were. Y'all do realize we got blown out at home against Georgia. We quit. UMass, it looked like we didn't even want to be there. We quit later in the season. We didn't win an SEC game, to reiterate. So, yes, some guys have gotten better. But at the end of the day, they are who they are. I think Pruitt is what Tennessee needs right now. I think Pruitt is still growing as a head coach. I'm glad that Pruitt being wet behind the ears as a head coach did not cost us a game. With clock mismanagement or going for one when you should have went for two or something like that, when you had the talent and you made a piss-poor decision in a game that cost us a game. Glad that was not the case. There's no doubt Pruitt is learning how to be a head coach, just like Coach Fulmer is learning how to be AD. When you do something for the first time, there's going to be a learning curve. The first time I set up remote equipment, I was on the phone with Seth the whole time, like, oh, my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? My first time doing this independently, I messed up on a lot of things. That's natural when you do something for the first time. So I'm not sitting here giving Pruitt an A+. That's why I was trying to kill that noise a couple of weeks ago about Pruitt being Coach of the Year. Like, whoa, wait a minute. He has to win the next two to even talk about it a little bit. Like, whoa. But that's the position that we're in as a program, that we can't go out and command top coaches from other programs. They want to stay where they are. We got a dose of reality. Guys, what we think of our program is not what the world sees us. Sorry, that's the truth. You look in the mirror, you think you a 10. You're not a 10. You 6 or 7. You're not fine. Ladies getting in the mirror thinking that you Halle Berry, you're not Halle Berry. You're not even close. Guys get in the mirror thinking you Brad Pitt. Nah, man, you not Brad Pitt. Nah. No. We've had to do that as a Tennessee fan base. We look at our program better than what it really is. And that hurts me more than anybody to say. I'm prideful in Tennessee. But you don't get no's from 7 or 8 different coaches if you are the cream of the crop. It's a lot that plays into that, getting to that status. Leadership, that's where we are. But I think we fell into a really good position getting a Jeremy Pruitt, who these players needed, someone that's going to tell them the truth. A good football coach, well respected in high school circles. I remember when Pruitt was hired and I saw Coach Former. He was like, Jason, you don't really like Pruitt. Coach, you know I did my research already. You know I know people in Alabama. I like to hire Coach. I do. If I didn't, I would have told him. That's one thing. Y'all don't know me. Coach will tell you. Coach Former will tell you. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'll say it in a nice way, but I'm going to tell you how I feel. I like the hire. I think it's what Tennessee needed. It's good. It's a good fit. But people sitting here like, man, Pruitt got out coach. Are you? What are you? Is that? Are you even saying anything? I mean, what does that even mean? Yeah, Pruitt got out coach because he don't have a roster worth a damn. So most of the time he is going to get out coach. What does that even mean? When you bring a spoon to a gunfight and someone says you got out coach, what does that mean? Oh yeah, their players are better. They're more developed. They have leadership. Yeah, Pruitt's going to be out coach. Okay. What I don't want is Pruitt to be out coach when he has a talent and he's in year 3.
Exactly.
Or he's in year 4.
Yeah.
That's when we don't need Pruitt to be out coached. That what was taking place in 2015, 2016. In 2013, okay, yeah, Bush got out coached. Cool, whatever. All right. He's going to get out coached. Before the first snap, he's going to be out coached because he don't have the talent. But you can't get out coached when the talent is close to the opponent. That's the problem. So I thought Pruitt did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I echo a lot of those sentiments. My general take on it was this: it's so abundantly clear that this rebuild is massive. Pruitt is a first-year coach facing a big-time uphill battle.
Let's do this, Ben. Let's ride on out to the end of the show. Let's get Andrew in here, and let's just ride it on out, my friend, to 10. Appreciate you, Ben.
Andre.
I said Andrew, my bad. Let's ride it through. Let's just keep going. Thank you, Ben, for trying to keep us on time there. But let's take it all the way to 10 a.m. this morning. Andre, good morning, man. Thanks for calling back.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, sounds better.
You're right. I feel the same way about Pruitt. He could have maybe got another win, but obviously the players didn't want to do it. Like I seen the plays where they was right there, and they didn't make the play.
Yeah.
I just it's the end of the year. I haven't called in since the Florida game, but I've been listening. Just following along.
Thank you.
And I just want Ball Nation to, we went through this last year. We got to stick together, man. It's going to be rough times. Like the whole all season. I don't want to think about it. Like everybody going to be going at each other, going back and forth. There's already people, skewing storylines to make up stuff. And I don't like it. It's like we got to a lot of the talk has been about the kids, but I feel like the adults messed it up a while ago, maybe with the former firing and then the subsequent hiring of coaches from Kiffin to they made him hire Clausen, or they didn't make him hire Clausen, but they was forcing him to get a new offensive coordinator. And then we hired Butch Jones and Derek Dooley. We told Gary Patterson he was a mid-level coach, but then we hired Derek Dooley. Another thing this year,
I only thought about it like this weekend. Tyson Helton came from USC. Our boy T Martin was at USC, the same place. What kind of disrespect is that to hire your counterpart that went to the same school? That was bullcrap. I didn't think about it till yesterday, and I'm sort of pissed. And now we looking at Helton might be fired already.
Not
But we can't even hire our own.
Not fired.
Have to be quiet.
But he's gonna probably move on. And I'm with you, Andre. Thanks for that phone call there. Pet your dog for me, man. Sounds like a big boy. Sounds like if I come in the house, I need to be on guard. But as Andre was talking, I was thinking about this. In a relationship, it can be with a friend. It can be with, someone of the opposite sex, or even the same sex. If that's what you do, whatever. When someone does something wrong, how long are you going to sit there and point it out to them that they messed up? Or let's say the other person messes up. Are y'all going to sit there and point the finger at each other? Well, you was wrong here. You was wrong here. You was wrong here. Well, you was wrong there. You was wrong there. You was wrong there. At what point are you going to say, hey, what happened, happened. Let's be the best we can be moving forward together. And it's going to take both of us to make sacrifices, to maybe sometimes not be right when we want to be right, but to choose to be happy instead of being right. I think that's kind of where we are right now as a fan base. Yes, Mike Hamilton and this person and that person and Dave Harden, Butch Jones and this and Kiffin and firing Coach Fulmer and making Fulmer hire this dude. All that happened. But I'm just at a point right now where the energy should be spent on fixing it. That's where I am.
And that's what I was leading into right before Andre's call. Was it just, yeah, you can bloviate all you want, talk to your blue in the face about who's to blame and where's this person and that and this. It doesn't matter right now because
it just doesn't.
On one hand, it's just frankly too early, and the situation is such that you just, at least I cannot judge Pruitt at this point. I mean, he's working with a roster that's duct taped together, and had some bright points this season, had some bad points this season, and so like you said, I'm not making any judgments until we get further into this where he's got his players, and then I see bad things happen. I'll look at that and say, uh-oh, that's not good. Or, we get to that point and good things happen, and he'll say, oh, well, this looks amazing. We've gotten this far, and he looks great. But right now, I mean, putting blame everywhere and getting at each other's throats as Tennessee fans, that's unproductive. It's useless.
It doesn't do anything. Number one, we all want Tennessee to be successful. That's one thing we can all agree on. So to try to judge a fan because he has a different opinion than you, like, come on, man. We've been through too much to do that right now. Like, together this fan base stopped a hire that they felt like was detrimental to the program. So we are already proven that if we work together, that can happen. Even though it wasn't ideal and some folks crossed the line and all of that, but that's what's going to take. So for me right now, I'm not telling y'all what to do. You can do what you want. But for me, it's just not productive. And I know I do the show. I do the show. I'm telling you everything's going on, whatever. But for me on Twitter and off the show, whatever, my energy is put in how can I help Tennessee get back? How can I help Tennessee get back? Me pointing the finger at Butch Jones, it ain't helping anything. Me pointing the finger at Derek Dooley not taking offensive lineman in 2012, that ain't helping anything right now. It's just not. It's just not for me. And I'm in a weird spot because I do have this show. And my job is to be as as fair as possible, as informative as possible, and put on an entertaining show. I get that. But at the end of the day, I'm a Huntsville, Alabama native that came to Knoxville, Tennessee because I believe in Tennessee football. And I felt like I gave my all and sacrificed for our program to win. I did everything that was asked of me. If it was recruiting, whatever. Taking a leadership role when I wasn't naturally comfortable doing that. At the end of the day, regardless of what I do, I'm a former Tennessee player first. I am. My energy off the radio is spent trying to figure out how I can help Tennessee. It is. I'm not helping at all by trying to fire everybody. Firing a coach after 1 year. Well, that don't even make any sense. I'm not helping at all calling out fans, which I 100% disagree with Justin Martin on. I met Justin Martin one time. I know he called out some fans on Twitter. He really incriminated himself there in some of his comments. But I want to make one thing clear. The fans are not the problem. We ought to be lucky to have a fan base that cares. Because as great as Miami football has been there in the mid-2000s or whatever, they still have problems filling up the stadium. Still have problems. Vanderbilt beating Tennessee 3 times in a row for the first time since 1920s. And their attendance was 35,000 people. A lot of those Tennessee fans. The AD is stepping down because he can't get a commitment from the president. And Vanderbilt has been more successful in the last 10 years than ever, probably since the 20s or whatever. But we have a fan base. The ticket prices are still high, higher than the draft, but people still pay. They still go. They still support. They go buy bricks when the head coach's catchphrase. We all bought in. I bought in. We're dedicated. We're loyal. We're passionate. For any player, former, current, anyone, to blame a fan base for any result is just wrong. It's wrong. So it ain't the fans. That's just silly. That's ridiculous. Couldn't be further from the truth. But you have to ask yourself, are you making it worse or are you making it better? When you push sin, are you making it worse or are you making it better? That's what I ask myself. Now, I'm in a tough spot because I got to tell the truth about what's going on. There's a lot of stuff I'm not going to say at all. I know Tyson Helton was unlikely to be around. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Let's get to Nathan. Nathan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Swain.
Hey, Nathan.
Yeah, I think the previous caller talking about T. Martin not coming in here. I guess the flip side of that is, what if we had the exact same result with T. Martin and everybody's calling on here either for and against, defending him or hating on him, or that'd be terrible.
I mean, I think it's bigger. I think it's bigger than that. I think the situation with T could have been handled a whole lot better back when he was brought in an interview for the receiver job. I thought he was lowballed, and T. Martin has wanted to be here. There's some internal resistance that I'm not going to get into. It's unfortunate in a place like Tennessee that former players and everybody can't come together and do what's best for the program, but instead be petty. And that's why the guy who won a championship for you has not been able to help Tennessee. And that's just unfortunate. But I understand where T coming from, and I understand why Coach Former didn't hire him as a head coach. I totally get it. I respect his decision. It's unfortunate, and I wish guys like Dale Jones, who is a great defensive coach, guys like T. Martin, who's a great recruiter, has a great offensive mind, guys that bleed orange, that have given their life to Tennessee, but are having success in other places. I wish they could be here. I do. But I understand it doesn't all work out that way. You got to have chemistry amongst your staff, continuity. I get it. I think we all got to look in the mirror. I think we all do. Not the fans. The fans, you doing your thing. But players, leadership. It's time to go to work. Time to roll your sleeves up. We got Tennessee basketball though. Swain Event. Have a great day. Peace and love.